My name is Mr. Anderson, and tonight we're bringing you Kickstarter Talk Issue, the Guano Guy's last hours as Dragons Dream and Nasty Girls perform in honor of Bruno Sammartino. What does all that mean? We're going to find out tonight. And as always, we're going to check in there, the list right here. We're going to talk about some amazing stuff that goes on in the indie comics and Kickstarter. It's the only show on internet or on TV that shows actually all the amazing Kickstarters you guys can back. Before we dive in, of course, we want to talk about how important a dollar is. $1 can show support, attract attention, help fund project, support creators, create new worlds. Supporting Kickstarter, remember, only takes a single dollar. And if you're making a Kickstarter, read the book on Amazon, Kickstarter for the Embedded Creator, second edition, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding. Funny story, I met Madeline this weekend, had the copy of the book, left it at the hotel like an idiot, so I couldn't get her to sign it. But next time I see her, I'll make sure to get her to sign it. On the show today, we're going to be talking about the hexing is actually, we just found out is funded, so we left it on here to congratulate them. Congratulations on the successful hexing, as it were. So congratulations to the hexing team. We're also going to have congratulations for other things coming up, but you'll have to stay tuned to the site for that. We're hoping to announce the public domain and Guano Guy, which both have just hours to go. As a matter of fact, we'll quickly check in with Guano Guy, make sure he's still alive before we go on to the list. Are going to be featured on the show today. Heritage Comics, Dragon Dreams, Superhero Team Comic, Nasty Girls, Dr. Orange, Nook Part 1, Mask Comic, I think I'm saying that wrong, Bruno Sammartino, Murder Issue 1, Colorful Tears of Dreadful, Gabriel Torres, Odds and Even, Like Father, Like Daughter, Sissone Mark, Tara Lupus, Cadavers, Consensual Heist, Cthulhu, The Adventures of Parker Reef, Death Queen. We don't have a video for that one, so I don't even know how to pronounce that one, to be honest with you, because we don't have it. Daisy Chain, and the Realm of Spirits. Remember to join the advocating group so you guys can directly put your stuff in our group so we can put it on the site. We actually did that, a massive upload today to the site. Tons of stuff got added to the site today. It's an amazing day for indie advocates. And breaking news, this has just happened. Mark Durden, congratulations. With 39 backers, raised $1,335 to bring this project to life. Very, very cool. And Johnny C says, I have a shortened Cthulhu. We're almost half funded in 24 hours. That's right. I thought I did see your name, Johnny C. It was so many names. I just put it on the show. I've honestly not even had the time to watch the video. So we're going to start with public domain. And unfortunately, we're not going to watch the Guano Guy. But fortunately, that's because he's funded. So here we go. Let's start off with public domain. All right, that looks kind of exciting. I can understand why that's definitely doing well in IndieGoGo. It is not a Kickstarter. You're going to have to go over to that site, IndieGoGo. Cool, Guano Guy. Congratulations again. Love it, love it. Caleb's with us. We're going to be talking about his Nook coming up on the show in just a few minutes. But before we get there, we got to check out Heritage Comics. I don't know if this thing is the one with copyrighted music. this is the one with copyrighted music, so we can't actually show it. You guys are just going to hear the fan in the background. Yeah, I know that song. Chaos. While we're reading this, Caleb said, "What up? I have a short in the Cthulhu 2, and Nook is ending soon. Nookcomic.com. Speaking of which, I actually should upload all those to the video right now. Got all those right here while we're watching. I remember, guys, if you do put music in to sorry for this real quick. If you guys put music in your videos that are copywritten, you're going to wind up having what's happening here. I can't play it. So now I'm just going to kind of let it be what it's going to be and talk in the meantime. If anyone has any comments or something like that, hopefully you guys are watching the video. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just, for those who don't know, we had lost the right to actually be on our own YouTube channel earlier this year. So, and it wasn't fun times for us at all to have that taken away from us. So this is why we have to do this. It's not because I want to, it's because I have to. But let's hope that Dragon Dreams doesn't have anything. I don't think it does. I think we're good. Pretty sure we're good. Here we go.
In the dream universe of Oniro, nightmare forces attack and corrupt the dreamlands of Equatoria. You command a powerful dragon god, but can you survive? Join forces with fantastic creatures and battle dragons as you use the dream magic to win the day. Welcome to Luminous Ages, a fantasy card game with multiple modes of play. In the tabletop cooperative dragon mode, you and your friends must defend yourselves against an onslaught of 3 dragon gods. Quest creatures can help win the day, but you'll need to work together. Attack your friends to gain an advantage in competitive dragon mode and strike the dragon gods in the middle. Whoever scores the most dragon god damage wins the game. Luminous Ages is also a deck-building game using the amazing cards existing in Dragon Mode. Use the Dreamscape and its creatures to achieve 30 Dream Life points. Then stay above 30 to summon your Dragon God. Keep your Dragon God alive for 3 turns to win the game.
Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Christie, the creator of the Luminous Ages comic and card game. I'm super excited to announce that the Luminous Ages game has been expanded with color-themed decks now, so you can actually expand on the core set of the game that we have. You can get each card from each color, and the game is a deck builder also, and these decks are ready to play. You can purchase a themed deck starting with a white Allegiance deck, a black Nightmare deck, a purple Exiling deck, or a green Nature Summoning deck. Now, I'm offering discounted pricing for Kickstarter backers, and I have some cool stretch goals which I will announce later. The great news is our factory surprised us with these bonus cards, so the game is already made and ready to ship in 2 months. I also have 250 copies left of the Dragon Mode core game for those who do not have it. The funds raised on this Kickstarter will help us to expand our game overseas, as we have been running events across Australia with great success. I look forward to your support.
Ages, a fantasy card game, brings the realms of Oniro to your living room. Back this project now to help make the dream universe a reality. Luminous Ages is in your hands.
That looks kind of cool. I'm not really a card player. It's just more of a time thing, to be honest with you. If I had more time, I'd probably do it. But I try to keep myself busy. I don't have the attention span for ADHD. But for your card play, it looks fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, let's check out Superhero Team featuring your villains, the Sentinels.
In a world, one man is bringing you comics from a parallel universe. The Sentinels, the planet's ultimate superheroes. From the genius behind forced labor comes hammer and anvil.
Done?
Bringing old public domain characters and new ones to life.
That looks kind of cool, right? I always love that kind of stuff. Speaking of loving something, I love me some nasty girls.
Hi everyone, my name is Erin Keepers and I'm the writer of Nasty Girls. Running out our creative team, we have artist Katrina Lair, editor and producer George Lennox, and colorist Gabby Epstein. Nasty Girls is about a group of young women who are fed up with the way that people treat them and women like them, and decide to do something about it. As the punk rock band Misfit Toys, they struggle to be heard, but as underground vigilantes, they really begin to make their mark. When George approached Katrina and I about the idea for this comic, the first thing we did was sit down and have a long discussion about what feminism means to us, who these girls would be, and how far we thought we could take this story. We talked about the kinds of representation we wanted to include and discovered that we both really wanted to tell a story with an emphasis on female friendships that confront social issues that young women in particular have to deal with today. Nasty Girls taps into a lot of the frustration that people are feeling right now. People are being ignored, abused, and attacked all over the world, and it's really upsetting, especially when they don't feel like they can do anything to change their situation. The title of the comic is a play on the phrase, nasty woman, which was something that Hillary Clinton was called during the last US presidential election, and which has come to be seen as a rallying cry for women's rights. Nasty Girls is our way of promoting social consciousness and championing the authentic spirit of subversion and counterculture that is punk rock.
And we're off to Dr. Orange, Halloween-themed psychological horror one-shot.
My name is Pumpkin. 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 My name is Pumpkin.
Hey, sorry about that first part. Those are just some fans that are pretty excited about the comic coming out. I'm pretty excited too. I'm Joseph Dewis. I'm the writer and creator of Dr. Orange. With me here is my friend Chuck. I brought him here for moral support. He said he's going to go on a diet at the beginning of 2018, and I think he's done pretty well with it. Say hi, Chuck. No, I forgot. I thought I meant to say anything. I didn't want to upstage me. Anyway, Dr. Orange is a psychological horror comic. It's about a woman who carves a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. And then she starts having dreams that the jack-o'-lantern is coming after her to ruin her life. And then when she wakes up, she sees things are moved around the house. The problem is she has schizophrenia, so she's had a history of hallucinations, and she's not really sure what's real and what isn't. So if you like horror comics, I think you'll like it. So I'll show you some of the rewards. Chuck here has a copy of the standard. Dr. Orange comic is 22 pages, completely self-contained, has everything in one book for you. He's also running the Dr. Orange latex Halloween mask, if you've seen the movie Halloween 3, the quality of the mask is pretty similar to the masks used in that one. It's at the top end of the rewards bundle with some other stuff. And if you pledge for physical rewards in the first 48 hours, you get a free art print. It's a copy of the cover of our upcoming comic, The Crusade of Dracula. And we also have Dr. Orange art prints bundled in with some of the rewards. And we also have some other comics and stickers. So I'm going to show you some art from the book. And thank you so much for pledging and sharing.
All right, guys, let's keep the spooky going with the Nook.
I'm Caleb Toussaint. I'm the writer and creator of Nook. Nook is a story that was kind of born from a demented dream that I had a few years ago, and kind of that combined with my love of World War II stories and Guillermo del Toro style filmmaking and storytelling. If you're a fan of Devil's Backbone or Pan's Labyrinth or Crimson Peak, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this series. And I think this will be something that is really going to connect with a lot of people. This is my 7th issue and 3rd series I've started through Kickstarter, and I've run 6 successful campaigns in the past 3 years. That's including a complete hardcover trade of the science fiction series Alterlife. I would like to think my track record kind of speaks for itself at this point. If you've backed any of my projects in the past, you'll know that I definitely deliver in both quality and content, and this will be just the same. It's going to be a 3-part mini-series that explores the cyclical nature of our existence and how if we cannot learn from our past, we certainly are doomed to repeat it. There is an 11-page preview of the first issue below, along with some amazing artwork and stretch goals that we've added. The more we can raise, the better this comic's going to be, and the more cool stuff everybody's going to get. So please take a look, and I hope you find something that you connect with in the story. And I just love creating these stories, and they can only exist if people like you support them. So I hope you decide that this is a story that you want to hear.
How awesome is that? I know I want to hear it because I already backed it. I hope you join me with backing it. Great guy, man. We're speaking of great opportunities to back amazing projects. Let's check out the Mask You. Still think I'm saying it wrong.
Welcome to the future, where the masses are willingly oppressed for the sake of self-gratification, fleeing from their own infestation to cluster within gravity-defying labyrinths that obscure the sky. where mega corporations have ascended the throne to rule with the stern hand of insatiable greed, hiding terrible secrets that will soon threaten the world, where one man is determined to uncover the truth, a man with a scientifically enhanced body, stolen alien weaponry, and knowledge of the mysterious cyber mysticism. The revolution is coming. Beware the mask.
All right, guys. That looks pretty cool, right? You know you want to be part of that. Now for something a little deeper. We lost Bruno this year, so luckily we'll get to hear his story. Thanks to John Krautic.
My name is Darryl Sammartino. I am Bruno Sammartino's youngest son. I would like to thank you for your interest in this comic book. It tells my dad's amazing life story, from the mountains of Pizzoferrato, Italy, to Madison Square Garden, and everywhere in between. These books will give you the understanding of hard work, self-discipline, and determination. This comic book tells a story with not only amazing writing, but outstanding illustrations. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do.
And all the years I've been wrestling, the fans have known me never to run away from any opponent. And I surely will not run away from this particular bout.
Bruno Sammartino, one of the all-time greats in the storied history of professional wrestling, and sadly, one of many crushing losses we fans in the wrestling industry have suffered in 2018. Before his untimely passing, Bruno approached Squared Circle Comics about preserving his legacy in comic book form, and he completed interviews with writer and wrestling historian John Krautic. From those in-depth discussions with the man himself, John crafted scripts for the comics we are offering in this Kickstarter campaign, now illustrated by Marvel and DC Comics veteran Rich Parada. Bruno Sammartino is the authorized comic biography of perhaps the most renowned professional wrestler in the history of the industry. Holder of the WWF heavyweight title for unparalleled runs from 1963 to 1971 and from 1973 to 1976, Bruno was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2013 and claimed a string of simply amazing sellouts of the famous Madison Square Garden in New York City in the 1970s. This comic series tells all those stories, but many more, including his family's plight and escape from fascist Italy during the Second World War, and the barriers Bruno faced upon arriving to the United States, and the ways he used bodybuilding, weightlifting, and wrestling to overcome them. Oh yes, and there was that time he wrestled in a ring attack. Rewards for backing the campaign include variant covers of the comic, original art by Rich Parada, sketch covers with unique art from various Square Circle Comics artists, posters, trading cards autographed by Bruno, and much, much more. So help us make this comic a reality and support Bruno Sammartino on Kickstarter. Thank you.
All right, guys. I know you're excited about it. I know I'm excited about it. What I'm not excited about is murder. But this does look interesting. boys. Let's keep the party going. Let's check out one of the best Kickstarter videos of the year, honestly, Colorful Tales.
My daughter was born with a giant hole in her face. It was a cleft lip and a cleft palate. And while we quickly realized it wasn't a big thing, it really affected a lot of people when they saw her at first. And that reaction has always fascinated me. People are drawn to the beauty of how unique and unusual it is, or they're put off by it and find it unsettling because it's different. My fascination with these reactions came out in my art from a show that I did that was in an art gallery that was called Art is Dangerous. What I did was I went out and I found porcelain dolls and I broke them. And then I glued them back together slightly askew. And then I took these dolls and I put them in a room, and people would walk in and they would have one of those two reactions. They would either be drawn to it or they'd be put off by it. So after the show was over, I had 8 porcelain dolls with cracked faces all staring at me in my studio. And I didn't quite know what to do with them. And then I had a friend mention something about doing an illustration of them, and that kind of snowballed into a coloring book. Colorful Tales of Dreadful Dolls is a coloring book for adults. It features 20 pages of unique illustrations depicting unnerving dolls. Each illustration is accompanied by a short tale of the doll's eerie circumstances. The artwork is done by myself, Carrie Varner. The stories are written by Ryan Faracelli, and several of the pieces are inspired by images from Rhythm Rider photography. I've had a wonderful time putting together the artwork for Colorful Tales of Dreadful Dolls, and I'm excited to be launching this Kickstarter so these terrifying dolls can get out of my art studio and into your homes. And by the way, for those of you wondering, my daughter is doing just great. In fact, she's in the house coloring one of my sample pages right now.
I'm telling you, man, best video of the year for me, man. That is absolutely amazing. Speaking of amazing, a 12-year-old has created a comic.
Anyone who's ever been a kid knows how weird and complicated growing up can be, right? Now, imagine how superpowers would change things. For the gifted characters in Odds and Evens, childhood presents a whole different set of challenges. Odds and Evens tells the story of 4 superpowered friends trying to balance the day-to-day struggles of being a kid while battling monsters and evildoers at the same time. And you thought your after-school homework was hard.
Hello, I'm Gabriel Troyer, creator of Odds and Evens. When I was about 9 years old, I would go on nature walks in many different parks. As I was walking, all these ideas would come to life. So I asked my dad, can I turn this into a graphic novel? And instead of having to wait till I got older, he's actually helping me right now. We finally are getting to the final product.
Gabriel's vision was facilitated by a team of professional creators. Writer Mike Bullock, illustrator Fernando Panish, and letterer-producer Josh Aitken have already brought Odds and Evens to digital format with a complete story and full-colored illustrations. Now, Gabriel and his collaborators have come to Kickstarter for your help to put the story in print. If you choose to back this project, your contribution will help fund the physical printing costs, distribution, and ultimately, we hope that this origin story will be successful enough to produce the next installment of Gabriel's story. If you're a fan of superheroes, comics and graphic novels, and coming-of-age stories, or you simply want to support the independent creative community, please become a backer today, and remember to share this project if you know someone who might enjoy odds and evens as well.
With your help, we can make this real. Thank you.
All right, creators over the age of 12, what's your excuse for not getting a comic book done? Comic book that is done is this 100-page trade back like father, like daughter. Take it away.
This is Comic Uno, and I am here to welcome you to our Kickstarter for Like Father, Like Daughter, the Trade. This is a book that will be collecting our first 4 issues of Like Father, Like Daughter, our first story arc of the series. And what is this series about? It's about a high school girl. Father left her to become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her, and then she inherits his abilities. That's our elevator pitch for the series. And this is something Short Fuse Media and I have been working on for about 5 years now, maybe even longer. This was our first project. This was Short Fuse Media's first thing in publishing, and now look how many books we have. And we are ready to continue. I have a lot of stories written for Like Father, Like Daughter. We are in production for issue 5. Yeah, just a lot of things going on with this series, and I love it. It's my baby. So I would love you guys to support this book. Either if you've read it, there are some really good goodies in this trade, just a really well-crafted trade. And if you've never read it, this is obviously a great jumping on point for the series. And of course, we have some great things for backers. You can go check that out on the side, and hopefully you guys can support. So thank you guys so much. And this is Kat, the author of Like Father, Like Daughter, and of course, Comic Uno.
Now, she does wonderful things promoting other creators. For those of you who don't know, she's definitely someone that's a great influence and great asset of the indie community. So back her project today and keep her going. Sissone, let's check out what's going on with the unusual gifted one. I promise that's not my fault.
Hello, everybody. We started making comic books about a year ago here at Movies Media, and this is our first major release. We're really excited about it. It's a book called Sissone. You can check out the preview below. And what can we tell you? The book takes place in a grand city. It's the home of heroes, and it's part of a shared universe. There's going to be Dr. Fizz and a few other guys running around. We even have the use of the Red Rooster from Jason Snyder. Very happy to have him. He's hilarious. And what can I tell you? The book looks great. It's 23 pages. It's in full color, and we want to make more. We've got a great art team. They're very invested in this. They're excited with the concept of this whole 3-story arc, I believe that Leek says he has planned out. So we need your help. We just hope that you'll like the preview, maybe give us your backing, and hopefully we can make another one. Thanks.
I was just watching to see it end. All right, guys. Terralumpus? I think I'm saying Terralumpus. I think it is. We're going to find out in a second.
Earth is a distant memory, and humanity now lives aboard the space station Terralumpus.
Terralumpus!
I'm Senior Engineer Mia. Welcome to the space station Terralumpus. Ever had those days where you felt like a punching bag? Days that seemed like nothing worked and everything went wrong. Well, for me, today was much, much worse.
You know what's funny about that video? She actually sounds like she's having a bad day. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but I always, every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, she sounds like she's having a bad day. And you know what? It's a bad day when the whole world has gone to hell. Let's check out the cadavers.
Okay, Mary, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening. My name is Mary Harper. and welcome to North Media News, sponsored by Mad Robot Comics. Our headline story tonight is the crime wave hitting the dockside area of Monstertown. The disappearance of alleged gangster Snubnose Mancini has resulted in a turf war affecting both humans and spectrals alike. Our man on the scene, Russell M. Olsen, reports sightings of a blob detective. In other news, commenting today on the 30% increase in spectral violence, Minister for Spectral Affairs, Marcus North, is quoted as saying, "These figures are misleading. Most is spectral upon spectral attack." Full story at 10 with Kieran Stevens. Our Consumer Affairs correspondent, Dan Erie, reports today chaos in our supermarkets. More information available online. The spectral dating app, Kindling, continues to cause concern, with accusations that the exclusion of humans is both unfair and racist. Kindling founder, Jordan Thomas, was unavailable for comment when approached. I bet he was. Also tonight, reports are coming in about a disease outbreak across the southern states. Dr. Matthew Hardy has confirmed that the medical profession are perplexed by this malady, which seems to have no current cure. Tonight's weather reports of storms across the eastern mountains. Meteorologist Rory Donald has advised to stay indoors due to high electromagnetic activity. And finally, I'll leave you with a quick reminder that Cadaver's World Gone to Hell is now live on Kickstarter, and we would love you to pledge. Thank you, and good night.
I dig that video. There's another person having a bad day. Oh, man. Check out some amazing art in the Conceptual Heist.
Hello, and welcome once more to the jazz punk world of Conceptual Heist. After the success of our first Kickstarter, we are now bringing you Conceptual Heist Chapter 3, Above and Beyond in full color. This will be a digital-only edition, but there are still physical rewards to be had. Signed copies of Chapter 1, panel prints, and mini comics, as well as other unique rewards. So come on out and join the heist.
Check it out.
See, once I'm focused on doing the camera, I'm like, hello and welcome to the Jazz Punk.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I like that. I like the outtakes. This is the first time seeing these videos for me. We're watching it together. Let's check out Cthulhu. Is hard to spell.
Do you love Lovecraft? Lovecraft! Hi, I'm Russell Nolte, creator of Ichabod Jones' Monster Hunter, Katrina Hates the Dead, Pixie Dust, and editor of the Monsters and Other Scary-ish anthology. And I'd like to introduce you to my new anthology, Cthulhu is Hard to Spell. If you love Lovecraft, this is your jam. So here's where this anthology is different. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of Lovecraftian horror anthologies out there. I didn't want to make another one. What I wanted to do was make an anthology that was unlike anything I've ever seen before. What I wanted to do is show dozens of gods and monsters. I wanted to show you not just scary gods and monsters, but also cute ones, sci-fi ones, fantasy ones, cosmic ones, outer gods, elder gods, and everything in between. I went out and filled this book with tons of amazing creators who've worked for Marvel, DC, Oni, Tokyo Pop, Heavy Metal, Fantagraphics, Upper Deck, Sony, and on brands like Teen Titans, My Little Pony, Invader Zim, Ghostbusters, Horizon Zero Dawn, and much, much more. Now here's the deal. This book is 100% done. I could hit distribute right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. What I want is to print this book, just like our first anthology, Monsters and Other Scary-ish, which was 224 pages of awesome monster goodness. We were able to raise $27,000 to print this on high-quality glossy art paper in glorious hardcover. And that's what I want to do with our new book, Cthulhu is Hard to Spell. So if you want to see an amazing Monsters and Gods version of a Cthulhu Lovecraft anthology, then all you have to do is pledge.
Cool. I actually expected it to go a little longer, but I dig it. I dig it. He does great work. Speaking of, like, okay, so this is a little amazing, and I saw this today, and I actually asked permission to run this. This is a story dedicated to the creator's girlfriend and son that he lost. So let's check this out together.
Hey, thanks so much for coming and checking out the Kickstarter for the Adventures of Parker Reef, new book that I'm writing and drawing now. I'll just cut right to it. The book is an extremely, extremely personal project. For those who know what happened, you know why. For those who don't, on March 14th of this year, Wednesday, I lost my girlfriend and our son. So, for months, and to even today, I don't know what to do with myself. But I know that I have to write and draw this book. Parker, our son, was named after a comic book character, a certain guy who shoots webs. And my whole job has been drawing comics for as long as I can remember. And it was the thing that Tana, my girlfriend, probably loved about me the most. The fact that I followed my dream. So this book is a tribute to her and her belief in me, and to the son that I never got to really meet. So the way the book works is Parker and Tana are where you go when you pass. And years have gone by, and he has chosen as his birthday wish a very special, special wish. And that is to spend a day with me in the land of the living. So Tana, over the years, knew that this was a possibility. And, you know, when things go missing within your house, like pencils and keys and socks and all that kind of stuff, Tana has taken certain things from my studio and our house and slowly taught him about me and my life and who I am. So he's going to take some of those things, most importantly being the pencil from my studio, because that pencil holds everything I've ever drawn. And in his adventure, he'll be able to use that pencil to draw the things he needs to get to where he needs to get to, which is ultimately, hopefully, to me. Now, the adventure part, well, he's a soul, and that soul is trying to get somewhere. And people want to take control of certain souls. And if he fails to get to me, his soul is lost forever. So while on his way, he will encounter creatures, other lost souls, tormented souls, demons, adventures, obstacles, all that kind of stuff. Any son of mine is going to go on the coolest, greatest adventure anyone can go on. So that's it. I want to do this book for people who have lost children, loved ones. I think it's important. It has to be done. And I know that Tana would want me to do it. And in all honesty, it's the only way while I'm here that I'll have them again. So I have to do it. And if it helps other people who have lost, it's amazing. And she would love that. So that's it. Hopefully the artwork that is in the video tells you more than clearly I'm stating right now. Thank you so much for always supporting my projects, this one especially. Please support it and share it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.
Being that was the first time that I'd ever seen it, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to leave the room and go hug my son. Some people might not know that when Jax was born, he wasn't actually breathing. And at the same time, Jax's mother's blood pressure shot through the roof. And just, I mean, it's a nightmare situation. I am like devastated just listening to what he's going through, and I just wish I could reach out and give him a hug and just take it just even a little bit away from him. Honestly, just heartbreaking to even consider this. What we can do for him, obviously, like he asked, is to make sure that this story gets told. So please, and we're gonna take just a minute here, and we'll get back to it in a second, I promise. But we're gonna break off and we're gonna check out the Kickstarter real quick. And this is for Christopher Campana. For those who are wondering who he was, because he'd mentioned that he had created 6 others. He did the Fist World, if you guys are familiar with that. And here's some of the art. And I think the story is great. I think it's therapeutic. My heart goes out to the guy. Honestly, anything I can do to help. If anyone knows him directly, let him know that I'm committed. I'll help him out. Obviously, they made their goal, but, you know, I'd like to see him raise as much as he can to make the next issue. I love the fact that he built this and he made this amazing story. So God bless him. And we're gonna move on because that's the show. But please take the time to share that. As a matter of fact, while I'm here, I want to make sure that I share this. Like I said, we added a lot of these today. I asked to have this on the show. I didn't watch the video. I watched it with you guys. I really hope that you guys take the cue I do and please share and back this project and watch the video for the why. I mean, and I'll back it when I'm not on screen. So I'm not going to take up any more time because we're already running later than we should with this. I don't know why that's not. There it goes. All right, awesome. So we're going to get back to it because that's what we're here for. We don't have a video for the Dre, Queen of Thieves. It is on Kickstarter. You guys can go there and check out more about it. There wasn't a lot to put in here, so video-wise, so you're going to have to check that out directly on Kickstarter. But what we can watch is Daisy Chain. All right, guys, check it out. Realm of Spirits, Blossom of the North Star. The art in this project looks absolutely freaking amazing. It's mind-blowing art.
I know who you are. I've been hunting you ever since you left your burning village. I've been hunted too. He said his name was...
I am Hiroka.
I mean, come on, the art in that, you got to back that just for the art, man. That is amazing. And believe it or not, we're at the end of the show. It's been an emotional, amazing adventure. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. So much amazingness on Kickstarter right now. I don't envy you guys, and I certainly don't envy my bank account because, oh my God, I want to back it all. My name is Mr. Anderson. You can always find these amazing Kickstarters in our main menu under Kickstarter. Please share these Kickstarters. Talk about them on social media. Back them. $1 matters. We'll see you next week for another exciting edition of Kickstarter Talk. And until then, here's a suggestion. Buy a PDF copy on a Kickstarter and then surprise the creator by meeting them on the Comic-Con Highway, which we will be filming later this evening if you're watching this live. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Much love. See you next week for another edition of Kickstarter Talk.